Everybody, it's Jerrie from Missing Persons of America. I have an update for you on Angel and Alexis Jolley that went missing from Florida. Coming up in a sec, real quick one. So this will be a really quick video because there is a update on the Angela and Alexis Jolley case, the mother and daughter missing from St. Petersburg, Florida. Now, they just had a news conference, and I was listening to the news conference, but before the news conference, I did some research on this case. I found a couple things out that I'll tell you in a second. But according to the news conference, it looks like now at this time that Angela and Alexis left on purpose and are traveling cross country, all right? They have surveillance video that they picked up. The first one was showing them over by the house. Now, we heard that there was nothing pointing towards the house, so they must have got this video from somewhere that shows them at the car, and Alexis and Angela were cleaning out the car, and the dogs were in the car, they were in the car, then they go across the street to the bank, and you could see Angela at the teller in the car, and inside the car, the police could see that Alexa was in there and the two dogs were in there. And the one thing they pointed out, it was that Angela was there, and I guess she didn't have a wig on. They pointed that out, but she did have her scrubs on. So I guess they were first thinking that she was heading to work. But at the time was at 6:52 a.m. and normally Angela is at work at that time, and they said they talked to her employer, and they said she was always there on time. She was the best employee. So to see her there at the bank at 6:52 past the time she would be at work was unusual.
Next door, pull up to the ATM machine at 6:52 a.m., which we have footage of as well. They're both in the vehicle along with their dogs. Angela makes a withdrawal and transfers some money around in some bank accounts. As you can see in the picture here that we've provided, Angela is wearing what her coworkers have described to us as her work scrubs and her sweater that she wears into the office. It is important to note, though, that their coworkers advise us that Angela in that picture is not wearing her wig. Now, she is a very prompt employee and is always at work on time. They have no complaints about that. She's supposed to be there at 6:30. It's 6:52 a.m. on that camera picture, and she is not wearing a wig. That coworkers described to us, she never shows up to work not wearing a wig. This is important because, along with the fact that she's clearly already 30 minutes late for work, this might indicate to us that she was not planning on going to work that day.
Then as the day progressed, a couple of days progressed, they found more surveillance video showing them going across country. And they have them showing them in, did I say Atlanta? Yeah, it was Atlanta was one of the places they saw them at. And the last one they got was them in Columbus, Mississippi. So they're traveling cross country.
At 11:29 a.m. on 7/23, the day that they are reported missing, the vehicle was captured on camera outside of Valdosta, Georgia, northbound on 75. Now, 11:23 a.m., for those of you driven up 75 from St. Pete, that's about the time frame it will take you from leaving here about 7 a.m. to hit Valdosta that morning. Later on that day, at 4:35 p.m., the vehicle is captured heading westbound on Interstate 20, west of Atlanta, headed towards Alabama. That is again confirmed by tag, and photographs, I believe, have been handed out to you. We'll show you the vehicle that was captured on camera. Again, at 7:23 p.m. that same evening, that vehicle is captured on Highway 82 in Columbus, Mississippi. Somewhere between there and Memphis, that vehicle, we believe, stopped for the night.
So it looks like everything is okay, but they're not going to stop searching for them until they talk with them personally and know that that's the case, that they have left intentionally. Now, the phones. I want to bring this up to you too. Yesterday, when I did the video, I talked about the phones and how there was a third phone that was pinging over at a park area. Well, it appears that there was no third phone, that somebody misunderstood, overheard the police talking about a pinging, and they assumed there was a third phone, and there isn't one. So just wipe that whole information away because it wasn't right. And let's see, what else was I going to tell you about? There was, it was interesting about this case, and maybe it's a clue to one of the reasons they left. But as I was doing some research, I came across the property taxes for that house that is owned by Angela, and there is a certificate. In other words, there's a lien on the house. The 2019 taxes have not been paid. They've always were paid before this. It goes all the way back to 1999. They were never delinquent or anything, but for some reason this year, 2019, they have not been paid, and subsequently they have a lien on the house because of it. Now, does this show that they were planning to do this all along? I don't know. The reporter at the press conference brought up, well, maybe the family got the days wrong. Maybe they were actually leaving last week and not this week, and they got the week wrong. And the police officer said, the Sergeant Hamilton, who was doing the press conference, he said, well, it's a possibility, but I would think that they would have checked on the day that she had vacation. They would have double checked on what those days were, I would think. Maybe he just wasn't aware of what it was at the time. So I think that's about it. I'm looking at my notes. I got a lot of notes. I'm not telling you everything I've got on here because it really doesn't pertain to anything anymore. I did find some more things on there, and a shout out to Aaron. We had quite a conversation last night about this case. But it looks as though they're fine. Oh, I know what it was. Evidently, Angela was such a good employee, and she had talked about moving to Maine. There was some mention of them going to Maine and moving there. And she was such a good employee. She talked to her employer about it, and they said they would hold create a spot for her in May when she decided to move. Now, is this the end result? Will they end up in Maine after their cross-country travels? Or did they decide to fly? The police definitely know that they did not take a plane, that they are in their car traveling across the country. Are they going to end up in Maine? We don't know right now. Are they aware that people are looking for them? I don't think so. I think they would have called if they had any idea. So hopefully they'll be located somewhere in Mississippi or in the next place they end up at. And this can all be settled, and they're safe and sound, and everything will end fine, and nothing bad or no foul play has happened towards them. Alrighty? And this is still pending. Hopefully that this will just end, that they decided they wanted to go, and there's no other foul play. Now, it was brought up, well, maybe do we know that Alexis really wanted to go with Angela? Do we know that she was going? And the police officer said, well, we don't really know for sure, but that's one of the things they want to check on and make sure that Angela's and Alexis are both deciding to do this. All right. Thanks a lot. See you soon. Bye-bye.